Not only does Cooper Perry play football in the fall, he also plays lacrosse in the spring, something both he and Coach Pietrzycki believe is helping him to get recruited as just a sophomore in high school. It was on a night, much like tonight, although a little colder, that Notre Dame prep athletics really started to make a name for themselves. On Friday, Coach Brown will lead his men into battle at Desert Mountain High School, a team that these very Arcadia Titans lost to by 35 points last season. But with a great team atmosphere and great leadership from Coach Brown, people will always be remembering these Titans. Arizona high school sports are in full swing, and while Arizona high schools are not shy of the spotlight, one school is flying under the radar in the state of Arizona. Cronkite sports reporter Pietrzycki gives us a look at the budding athletic department.
Get one right here. Boom! Not enough! Boom!
Located off of East Bell Road in North Scottsdale lies the campus of Notre Dame Prep, a co-ed private Catholic school of just under 1,000 students. The school itself is just over 20 years old, a newer school compared to most high schools in Arizona. But what helped Notre Dame Prep grow so quickly? And what led to this small Catholic school becoming a future athletic powerhouse?
It happened very, very quickly. And I think, to be honest, it was a combination of, yes, sports were picking up, but people were desperate for great education, faith-based education, and there wasn't really a lot of options up here in the Northeast Valley for those three things. So I think the sports followed along with the faith development and the academics.
One faculty member that felt at home right away in the Catholic community was current head football coach George Pietrzycki. Coach Pietrzycki interviewed once with Notre Dame Prep and never looked back.
There was just something about it, something the way that Principal Gonzalez made me feel welcome. He at the time introduced me to Coach Bemis, who our stadium is named after. He was our inaugural head coach here and unfortunately passed away of cancer in 2012. And just the feel of the people that I met. There are a couple people that I met on that day that are still working here. And it just felt like a community, and it felt natural to me, and it just felt at home, and it has been my home ever since.
It was on a night, much like tonight, although a little colder, that Notre Dame Prep athletics really started to make a name for themselves.
Next thing you know, in 2007, we're in the state semifinal. We're playing an unbelievably incredible game in the rain against Higley High. Well, we win that game and we go on to the state championship, and we were the first high school to win a championship at the new Cardinal Stadium. There was 4 games that year when Cardinal Stadium opened, and we were the first one that day. So technically we were the first high school to win a championship at Cardinal Stadium, which is a pretty cool accomplishment. The Super Bowl ended up being that year, the famous Patriots-Giants Super Bowl. But yeah, so that's a pretty cool moment to say. We can always say we were the first to raise a state championship banner at Cardinal Stadium. So
Notre Dame Prep's first state championship came back in 2004 when their boys golf team won the state title in the school's first couple years of existence. Since then, state championships have been won by more than half of the school's sports teams, and many more could be on their way. The question still remains, what is next for Notre Dame Prep athletics?
we want to offer more to the kids. So things like, we have an amazing gymnasium, well, with great volleyball and basketball and wrestling. We need a second gymnasium. So expanding the facilities is a huge, huge thing. We have probably the best football facility in the state, but it doesn't have locker rooms attached, weight training attached, so increasing those facilities. So I would think our biggest growth in athletics will be in the facilities we can offer, not so much in the number of kids. And maybe that means there's schools around the country that compete at a very high level despite being short in numbers, which we already do now. So I think our growth will be in what we offer more than the number of kids we have.
For Cronkite Sports, I'm Nicholas Pietrzycki.
Here comes the D-S.
Arizona high school football is officially past the halfway point in the season, and while the obvious goal of any team is to win a state championship, some players might have other ideas running through their heads. This is the case for Notre Dame Prep's star wide receiver, Cooper Perry. Perry is just a sophomore, but already has 2 Division I scholarship offers from the University of Oregon and hometown Arizona State University.
It's been blessed just to get it so early and be so fortunate and have a great team and great people around me. I knew it was always been a goal just to get that first one, and I finally got it, and I just have to keep working.
Not only does Cooper Perry play football in the fall, he also plays lacrosse in the spring, something both he and Coach Pietrzycki believe is helping him to get recruited as just a sophomore in high school.
He's a big-time athlete. When it comes down to it, he's a multi-sport athlete. I think being a multi-sport athlete like that translates to the field, both in football and in lacrosse. And you know, there's certain skill set that they coincide with one another, and it definitely makes him a very special player.
Being a two-sport athlete has not only helped Perry in his recruitment, but it has also helped him to break multiple sophomore receiving records at Notre Dame Prep. With just 2 games left in the regular season for the Notre Dame Prep Saints, Perry and the Saints will be looking to march all the way to the Arizona 5A state championship. For Cronkite Sports, I'm Nicholas Pietrzycki.
Lady Queen victory. Ready for us. 3, 1, 2, 3. Saints. All right, guys.
Arizona high school sports are in full swing, and while Arizona high schools are not shy of the spotlight, one school is flying under the radar in the state of Arizona. Cronkite Sports reporter Nicholas Pietrzycki gives us a look at the budding athletic department.